Hello everyone, my name is Alex from Ernest Alex Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about the first 5 books that I read from my 25 books for 25 years of life video book haul. I will leave the video down below, but my fairy godmother Sam surprised me for my 25th birthday by buying me 25 books, and so I thought I would document my reading experience for these 25 books. So every time I read 5 of them, I'm going to do a quick review, because some books from that book haul I knew of before and was super interested in. Some Sam suggested for me to read, and I hadn't heard about them before, and she actually went around the San Francisco Bay Area to independent bookstores and asked employees as well to recommend books. So I thought I would just, document my reading journey with these 25 books and talk about my thoughts and my feelings. So the 5 books that I read, the first 5 books, the 5 books that I'm talking about in this video are Kill the Farm Boy by Delilah S. Johnson and Kevin Hearn. I gave this book 4 stars. I'm also going to be talking about Trust Exercise by Susan Choi. I gave this book 3 stars. The third book that I'm going to be talking about is Britt-Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman. I gave this book 5 stars. The fourth book that I read from my June book haul, my 25 for 25, is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. And the fifth and last book that I'm going to be talking about in this video is Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum, and I gave this book 3 stars. So I would say that the first 5 books was pretty successful for me, reading wise. 1 5-star, 2 4 stars, and 2 3 stars. So yeah, I'm gonna just talk a bit about the books now. I had previously heard about 3 of the 5 books that I read, and those 3 books are Kill the Farm Boy, Britt-Marie Was Here, and Everything Everything. And I was not familiar with Tell Me 3 Things and Trust Exercise. So now I'm going to talk about each book individually, my thoughts and feelings. I did also read a lot of these books for readathons in July. I participated in 2 readathons in July. A couple of these books I read as part of the 24 and 48 readathon, and a couple of them I read as part of the reading rush. So you can see my live action thoughts and feelings about these books as well if you want to check out those videos. The first book that I'm going to talk about, and the first book that I read, is Kill the Farm Boy by Delilah S. Johnson and Kevin Hearn. This book is like a satirical, funny fantasy. It kind of makes fun of the chosen one trope in fantasy, so it really hits a lot of the beats of the hero's journey, but it is absolutely hilarious. It pokes fun at other fantasy books, or other fantasy elements that people who read fantasy know and are familiar with. Really enjoyed reading this book. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. And Mike from Great Place for Books recommended it to me. So thank you, Mike, via Fairy Godmother Sam. I really enjoyed it. The next book that I picked up was Trust Exercise by Susan Choi. I was unfamiliar with this book, and I picked it up because the cover was calling to me. In all honesty, I was like, this cover is awesome. This is a short book and it would be good for the 24 and 48 readathon, and that is why I picked it up. This is adult fiction set in the 1980s at a performance art high school. It is divided into 3 parts. And the narrator changes for all 3 of those parts. I wasn't aware that there were multiple parts, or actually how this book was set up. There is also like a book within a book. And so I was not really that into it until the second part started, and I realized that it was like kind of fiction in fiction, and then I started really enjoying it. I liked the second part, and I liked the third part as well. It leaves a lot open to interpretation, and it plays a lot with trust and also with what is actually objectively the truth of the situation. So it was kind of a mixed bag for me, and that's why I gave it 3 stars. The next book that I picked up from the 25 for 25 book haul was Britt-Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman. This book I had known about for years. I had wanted to read for years. This is my 3rd Frederick Bachman, 4th if you count a short story from him. I have generally really enjoyed his writing and his characters, and I was very interested to read this one. This book follows Britt-Marie, who was also in one of his other books, and I just really enjoyed getting to know Britt-Marie, hearing her backstory, kind of, and watching her step outside of her comfort zone and experience a very small town in Sweden, and learn to love football or soccer. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. The ending made me tear up. I really enjoyed the characters. I like Frederick Bachman's writing style, and I gave this book 5 stars. I also read this book as part of the Reading Rush readathon, so you can see me kind of reading this if you want to in the video down below. Another book that I read as part of the Reading Rush that I got from my fairy godmother Sam was Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I had heard of this book before because I read The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon earlier this year, and I was interested in reading her first book, which is Everything Everything. This was a very interesting book. I really enjoyed the plot line. I was not expecting a twist there at the end, and I just thought it was a very enjoyable read. Very quick read as well. There are illustrations in here from Nicola Yoon's husband, I believe, David Yoon, so that was really nice to look at as well. Yeah, and I gave this book 4 stars because I enjoyed it, but it is not my new favorite book, but it was really good. And the 5th book that I read from the 25 for 25 book haul video is Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Boxbaum. This book was also a mixed bag for me. I had never heard of it before. This is a YA contemporary set in a high school. Basically, the reason why I wasn't so sure about this book was because in the first chapter, it was heavily like, the main character was heavily like, I'm not like other girls, and was so negative about her weight that it put me off. But then as I was reading it, I was interested in what was going on. Basically, somebody emails the main character. She moves from Chicago to LA. Her mother previously passed away, and she is trying to deal with starting a new school of super privileged people, and trying to find her way. And she gets a mysterious email from a guy that is like trying to help her out, and she's trying to figure out who that person is. So yeah, for what it is, it was all in all a nice read, and I was interested, and I did enjoy it, but I did put it down for about 3 weeks because I was like, I can't deal with a main character that is so like, I'm not like other girls, and was so negative about her weight. But it definitely got better by the end of the book. There was more focus on guys and less focus on girl hate. So yeah, for what it was good, 3 stars. So those are the first 5 books that I read from my 25 for 25 book haul. Thank you again so much for everybody who recommended me books, and for my fairy godmother Sam for blessing me with so many books and so many stories to consume. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and are reading a great book, and I will see you in my next video.